Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Petropod. And yes, this is the sit down again with a college motorsport team. This time, the RV College of Engineering, Ashwa Racing, as Kireeti has on his jacket there. This team came across our feed when we noticed that they had actually won an international college competition, the Formula Hybrid, which we'll get into talking about. But before that, of course, introductions. Abhishek, why don't you start off?
My name is Abhishek. I'm project manager of Ashwa Racing.
Mhm.
We've been associated with the project for 3 years now. We're mechanical engineers from RV College of Engineering, but the project itself has been running from 2003. It's one of the
Wow.
India's oldest Formula student platforms.
Mhm.
It's been a great journey so far. And we're looking forward for our final year and last set of projects before we graduate.
Cool. Awesome. Kiriti, what about you?
I'm Kireeti. I'm the team captain of Ashwa Racing. I've been here for 3 years now. Yes, Ashwa Racing was in fact the first motorsport club to be to be started in India. We were the first student platform uh, motorsports associated club in India. So yeah, we started hybrid I think in 2014, and we've come so far right now. Yeah.
Speaking of hybrid being so recent in your history, we had Bulls Racing on the podcast previously, and they mentioned that they had been like switching plates, going from karts to hybrid to Baja um, year on year. So, are you all functioning in a way similar to that, or are you all involved in everything? What's like the main point of concentration?
Uh,
Which competition is something you concentrate a lot on, or are there multiple ones you concentrate on?
See, we started Formula Student Combustion in 2003. We built
Mhm.
our first prototype in 2005, and after that, our next prototype was the hybrid. We've been participating
Wow.
in Formula Student Combustion since 2005, and hybrid started in 2014. Now we have our passenger electric prototype coming up too. So
Oh,
we are
okay.
participating in another competition called TubiTac held in Turkey,
Hmm.
and it's a passenger electric competition. It's a tough crowd. A lot of big teams in the world, like Porsche, Ferrari, a lot of them do participate in there. So we are one of the teams now.
Cool.
Yeah, uh, we are starting a lot of new prototypes like the Motor Student and the Hyperloop. It's going to come up in the future.
Okay.
You can think of like Ashwa Racing like
It's not a
uh,
club anymore. It's an organization
yeah,
that we're diversifying into different fields right now.
different platforms. So we started out small, and as we grew from hybrid into electric into different platforms, we're now trying to bring Ashwa Racing into this larger umbrella, like an umbrella organization of Ashwa Mobility, and then
Uh-huh.
Ashwa Racing is a part of it. Motor Student, Hyperloop, everything. It's like trying to bring everything with the same operational structure, but diversifying into different platforms under an umbrella of Ashwa Mobility.
Under the same banner.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I had a hunch about this. That's why I asked because when I was going through your feed and a little bit about y'all, I noticed your alumni is very involved on and off. And yeah, I saw a couple of posts which is really inspiring that you look up to them and stuff like that. Give me a idea about yourselves, right? Abhishek, like when did you join? Did you join with a particular thing in your head, a particular goal to achieve, and how it turned out? How was the experience?
So I remember when college began, I didn't have any idea about Ashwa Racing as such. But within the first week or so, I had joined late, so I didn't have that much idea. I was not part of the induction and all that. But within the first week, I had seen Ashwa's prototype in campus, and I had seen them, and I had a huge interest in Formula One and all. So it was natural for me to be drawn into trying to understand how Ashwa works and all. And in the Ashwa Racing sort of introduction that they give, I remember seeing that the alumni had interactions with Arjun Maini. I remember seeing Haas F1 logo, and I was like, I was mind blown within the first 1 week that there's so much connect already. It's a 15-year-old project. There's international competitions, 200 plus alumni. this was enough for me to want to join and be a part of the organization, be a part of the whole, at least Formula student fraternity.
Awesome. So, but what about like in general? Did you aim on the project management side to go into the project management side,
No,
or
no, no, no. I didn't have any aim like that. I just had a aim that I wanted to join and learn. And as and when the seniors gave me more and more responsibility, I just took it on. I didn't have any aim thinking this is what I wanted or this is what I did. What I just joined to learn.
that's awesome, dude. That's pretty amazing. And Kiriti, of course, I'm pretty sure your journey might differ a bit considering you have taken up the position of being captain. Uh, Give us an idea. How did it all start off being part of
It's
Ashwa
not
Racing?
it's not very different.
Yeah.
I came into college, I saw a bunch of teams, and I was very impressed with all of them. But then I saw Ashwa, which was a class apart. It was different compared to the others. Seeing the achievements, the alumni, the extensive network that we have, it was very impressive. I thought, okay, if I have to be a part of something, this is it. I have to be a part of something this big. It is. It has a big, bright future, and it has a very strong foundation. So after I joined, then I started my journey. I started learning. In fact, I was interested in the powertrain system and the drivetrain of our car. So I was put into that subsystem. And later, as responsibilities grew larger and larger and larger, I was appointed as the team captain by my seniors.
Cool. Awesome. And how has it been being captain, leading this team? Of course, with regard to the competition which finished recently and which you all won, but in general, how was it leading Ashwa Racing?
It's fun, but it's kind of stressful. I've spent way too many sleepless nights. Both of us have.
Yeah,
In fact, all our teammates, we have spent a lot of sleepless nights.
I'm
We've put
sure.
in a lot of hard work and literally our blood and sweat into this. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure. I think this is like a common factor amongst a lot of college motorsport teams, at least in the city here. Uh, Give me an idea on how supportive has the college been? It's not the same case everywhere, as far as I've heard. Like, I'm not trying to diss the colleges, but I just want to know how involved are we, about Ashwa Racing, and considering the fact that you all are turning into a possible organization and such. Give me an idea.
RV has been very supportive. In fact, they support us financially too. They give us a certain amount of money for each team. In fact, in college, for us to spend, and we do get a lot of other amenities. College provided us with a workshop. They provide us with everything we need in the workshop, including power, internet connection, and a lot of other good resources. And of course, attendance. We do get
Yeah,
attendance.
yeah, that's like something super important. I think everyone will agree for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Abhishek, is there any specific competition you enjoyed a lot? Or this could be probably for the entire team, or probably an individual experience, or it could be your first competition. Give us a little bit of info.
The Formula Hybrid competition that we were supposed to go to the US, which got derailed because of the whole pandemic thing, was supposed to be our first competition. But we are all really looking forward to what we have planned up in the next for our fourth year, where we'll be going to Formula Bharat first in Coimbatore. Then we have something lined up in Italy. Um, Both these are combustion events, considering our hybrid already finished its season. We're looking forward to those events the most. And the team you would imagine the team to be a little deflated after not having traveled to the United States, after putting so much effort, having so much sleepless nights. But actually, considering that we have two more events left, and this is our now a flagship prototype, the team is even more motivated now to show that we came first virtually, but we are more than capable of coming first with a car in hand as well. So the team is geared up and ready to go to first show our car in India and then abroad
Cool.
with a new prototype.
Let's get into the specifics of the car itself. Like, what makes this flagship prototype from Ashwa Racing so different and so unique?
So, considering that if you see Formula Bharat, the number of the teams that participate, usually they do come with a single cylinder engine. Ashwa is one of the few teams. I would not say the only team, no way, but is one of the few teams that has a 4-cylinder engine. We have had a car we have the fastest acceleration time in Formula Bharat history, which we did in 2017, 4.2 seconds. And that's still not broken in 2 years after that was set. We have as I said, our seniors have done a lot. And Ashwa Racing would not be where it is without so many years of continued, reliable, bit by bit progress. And we're just looking to improve on that, trying to do better.
Awesome. So speaking of this record, which you all have set, Kireeti, is this like an inside goal for the team to like beat that time mark?
It's always a goal for us to do better than what we were before. So yes, it would be one of our goals, but our ultimate goal is to come first. I mean, be the best in the country.
For sure. And your personal thoughts on the flagship prototype which you all have built?
We're in the process of building our prototype.
Oh, okay.
So the prototypes that our seniors have built have been very good and very reliable in the past. And yeah, Abhishek has summed it up basically. The fastest record and our 4-cylinder engine. It is a special thing.
For sure, I'm sure. Let's come to the Formula Hybrid competition, which caught my eye in the first place. Like, amazing. I don't think I even congratulated you all. So congratulations on that. I was taking a look to do this, having built, like you said, sleepless nights and whatnot, and, aiming to go to the United States itself, and then COVID hitting and switching completely to the virtual Zoom call, explaining to the judges and everyone there how difficult was it? Was it difficult at all? What were some of the key things you all, improvised on?
I remember when on March 15th, we were in Madras for our US visa interview. And on that specific day, everything got cancelled. Visa got cancelled. The decision not to go, everything happened in one Sunday, and everything was supposed to get cleared the very next day on March 16th. So we came back, and then we put all our things of how to cancel, what to do, what not to do. But within a week, we were all reset, saying we have virtuals to take care of. And the only thing that changed was our design presentation, because usually in Formula Hybrid, what happens is the car will be in a place and the judges come and they go around the car and ask each subsystem questions. But this time it was a 10-minute presentation and then a 10-minute questionnaire and then a 10-minute feedback session. So we had to prep for that. Our documents, everything was already submitted. It wasn't only preparing for the presentation was the difficult part. I had to give a project management presentation. So the same presentation that I was going to give eventually at the event, I gave to the judges virtually. So the changes that were there mainly were how to present to them, not with respect of what we were going to talk. That remains the same.
Okay. Like you said, you all immediately reset it to getting prepared for the virtual session. Was that immediate reset possible because the team had evolved in a way to be proactive and instinctively change operations that way? Kireeti, like through the course of you being captain, have you noticed the team evolving?
It was disappointing that we couldn't go to the event, yes, but the reset did happen instantly because we still had a competition. We still had to finish it. Whatever we had worked for the past 1 year and 18 months or 18 months period, it had to be delivered. It had to happen. So we knew what we had to do. We knew what we had to deliver, and we stuck to our goals.
Awesome. That's great. And you'll end up beating a lot of teams from a lot of countries. So kudos to you all. And I wish you all nothing but the best on that regard.
Thank you.
That's insane. Moving forward, though, like you said, the umbrella which is being created, that is Ashwa Racing. How excited is the college regarding that? And do you think this will set precedence for a decade of the team evolving into an organization? And is there a key moments that will have to be executed well by the team itself? Are there any key moments, or will it just be a gradual evolution into an organization, just like the team has evolved since 2003?
The gradual evolution has been happening till now, and the only key moments that I think we'll have to look at carefully are the launching of our new prototypes. Of if we when we go into a motor student or when we go into a passenger electric, if we get the launches correct, saying to our sponsors or to the all our stakeholders, I would not just say sponsors. Parents are involved, alumni are involved. If we make sure we convince them that this is the future progress that we are taking and take baby steps in the new projects that we're taking, then I'm sure everything will come out well. That's the objective. We'll see how things go. Plans we are making, big plans, but we have plans set like till 2025, but baby steps to reach there.
Awesome. Kiriti, what are your thoughts on the evolution to an organization from being a team?
It has been evolving for a while now. I can't call my team a club anymore. It has evolved into an organization already. So I just had a conversation with one of our faculty advisors, with our founder. So he was pretty excited actually about the new projects that we're planning to launch, be it Hyperloop or Motor Student. So we are taking small steps, but at the same time we're making progress, and we've set our deliverables by and a certain timeline. So we need to ensure that all operations are executed smoothly and everything is done perfectly and the deadlines are met. Only then we can go forward with our new projects, and we
Yeah,
are pretty excited about it.
taking the same point from him, if we're trying to focus on our operations first, if we get our operational found, like our for 15 years we've had a very rigid organizational structure. That's why I think we have been largely successful. Implementing that organizational structure as a foundation for the new projects before actually setting up the projects is more important, I would say, because once they have each project has its foundation ready, then they can grow on its own. It doesn't need supervision from anyone once that foundation is set. And that's what we're trying to do now in this early stages of the
Sure.
new projects.
For sure, once the machine starts running, it'll run by itself, I'm sure, with a little bit of help. Hyperloop has gotten me excited. Can you give me a little bit of inside information on what it means for the team to be working on something like a Hyperloop, and what is your goal on those lines?
We are actually very excited. The team, the founder, the alumni, everybody's excited. And our first batch of Hyperloop is going to form this year. This year, we're going to start our team. We're going to form our first team of Hyperloop. So the designing of the pod, or they're taking into the competition, participating in a competition where teams across the world are going to come to be one among them. It's a big thing, and we're looking forward to it. It is daunting, but we're up for the challenge.
It's we're trying to make the current batch or the new batch of freshers who just got drafted into their Hyperloop team. We're trying to guide them and say, when so many alumni and so faculty advisor, founder, everyone is so excited for this. If these freshers, if they get the correct form of guidance, by the time they are at third year, fourth year level, they'll have something productive at the end of this, and from there it can only go forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm super pumped now. He's just listening to y'all, like no jokes. That's awesome. Now let's get into something I usually ask in the beginning, which I failed to ask. How did this love for cars, love for motorsport start individually? Abhishek, why don't you go?
Love
Or Kiriti, yeah, go ahead. No worries.
for love for automobiles has always been there since I was a kid. Love for cars. I mean, I don't even remember the first time I fell in love with a car. So yeah, but I was introduced to motorsports very recently after I joined RV. After I saw that there's a student platform for motorsports, only then did something click. Like I thought, okay, this is something really exciting and interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and I took it up.
Cool. Abhishek, what about you?
Since I saw Fernando Alonso beat Michael Schumacher, I've been hooked onto this.
Oh my God, you're a Fernando fan.
So I've been a Formula One geek nerd, not even something small, for a long time now, and
Uh-huh.
I it would have been satanical for me not to be a part of Ashwa, having
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
uh,
obviously, it's like your one
yeah,
shot at being like a very little version of a huge Formula team, right?
1%,
Yeah,
1%, 1%. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Kiriti, do you watch Formula One? Because the next thing I'm going to ask is about yesterday's race. So,
No, I started because of him, because of
okay,
Abhishek actually.
good stuff.
Recently, I was introduced to it recently, but yeah,
Good stuff. I
started.
know. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I started recently, but yeah, I'm not very familiar with Formula One,
Who
but
do you, who do
I've
you,
been watching it.
I keep him updated. I keep sending him everything that he needs to know.
okay, who do you all support? Who do you all backing?
Yeah, I can't say Hamilton in front of him.
Uh-huh,
Uh, but I'm excited about Lando Norris actually. I want to see how he's going to develop and what he's going to become.
good result for sure yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Thoughts on yesterday's race, though? I mean, chaotic is to say the least.
I think the race blew wide open with the second safety car. I loved the whole Mercedes struggling part. But
Are you
I
a
am a
Ferrari
Ferrari
fan?
fan. Yeah, I am a Ferrari fan. I'm a Charles Leclerc fan, not a
Oh, okay.
Sebastian Vettel fan. But I'll clarify that right now.
No. Tell me why you're not a Vettel fan. I mean, he's part of the team. He's done good. He might not
He's
have
not
Is
done good. He's
championship.
not done that great for Ferrari for 2 years now.
Is that your
But
if Vettel's not winning,
yeah, there's a new gangster in town.
uh-huh. Yeah.
We'll switch our support to him. But talking about the race, I think the race was very good, very important for Formula One because after having such a big gap,
Yeah,
winter, and it was important that we have such an amazing race
for sure.
because I mean it was boring in the first half. I think the first 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
because the two Mercedes were dominating so much, but
Yeah.
it was such an exciting race, and I'm so happy that Formula One is back, and it was trending in India, number
Yeah.
one Twitter trending in India, and this after being an F1 fan and seeing all the hype about other sports, seeing this in India was great. It was great. I saw this on
100%.
so many people's stories. Whom I don't think are who have not been following F1 before.
Mhm.
So I was very hyped about that, and knowing that Austria is again coming this weekend is even better.
Kiriti, what did you think about the race since you're like a much more recent Formula One fan, as you said so yourself? Of course, ideal win for Mercedes. But yeah.
I couldn't watch the race actually
Yeah?
yesterday. So yeah, I couldn't watch. I just watched the highlights
Ah.
today morning. But yeah, I felt bad for Albon, though, Alex Albon. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
felt bad
That's
for him.
very unfortunate when happens multiple times.
By the same person.
Yeah.
That that I'm not going to say anything about Hamilton.
Okay. It's always fun to see a Mercedes fan and a Ferrari fan battle it out, verbally at least. Um, awesome. Thank you for joining me. So I keep
Thank you
telling
for
this to
having
like every
us.
karting team.
Yeah,
I keep telling this to every karting team which comes on with us. I really want to like come meet y'all, spend a day with y'all, like talk to the entire team, probably like shoot a video. We've got like a couple of plans on the RoadRunnerRacingCo side about the whole karting scene in India. I think it's super underrated. I don't think it gets as much as coverage by any media entity. even if it's based on online or on TV. So yeah, got a couple of things planned for sure. I want to like catch up with y'all on that. Yeah,
You're welcome
Yeah.
anytime. You can come
Yeah.
anytime.
awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
cheers, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.